So I'll give you guys the full Bird Feeder Man ASMR daily experience. The lovely construction noise outside, just to ensure maximum mental health. It's only been going on 18 months. Another day in hell. But anyways, peace. Anyway, I'm just on this group here on Facebook, severe abuse, ritual abuse and exploitation survivor support. And as usual, it's yet another place where I can't have an open, honest talk. This is the story of my fucking life. Everywhere, even my own channel, I kind of feel like, I don't know if manipulated is the right word, but I just feel guilted into not letting rip with what I actually want to say. I stay away from the Bible and Christianity because I don't want to rock anyone's faith. Personally, I feel strongly about that, and it has caused me a lot of grief. And I've had that internal wrestling with it, the Christianity. But anyway, that aside, just back to this group thing. It's bizarre, man. It's like you see people there, they're talking about like going to therapy all the time, go to your therapist, and they never say the threat, the risk involved there. And I've had minimal experience with this. I only went to a therapist 3 times, and even just talking about noise campaigns being deliberate from my neighbour blasting me with noise, even that he started to say sounds like psychosis. And I thought, fuck me, you know, there's no way I could tell him about you know, the computer having these hard shutdowns over a month, just repeatedly, and the cat fleeing the room, and filming an orb in my house, and all the weird stuff happening, like you know, someone spray painting an all-seeing eye outside the house next door, and you know, all kinds of wacky sort of shit. Mail not arriving for 3 years, you know, cameras being sent all around New Zealand and then finally arriving like in the post, going to like all these different cities before it came to mine. You know, mail being opened and tampered with and blah blah blah, like all of this kind of stuff. There's no way I could even talk about it without him saying, oh, you're deeply, you know, you have the deep fucking psychotic episode or some bullshit gaslight smear. And my own limited experience aside, must have read about literally like 50 different people telling me their story or putting their story in these targeted individual groups and saying, don't go there, don't go to a therapist, don't talk about it. You know, I heard this a lot, right, from all sorts of people, even people who are cool and calm and not saying anything far out, and yet I go into this group where they're talking about very far out, you know, MK Ultra, you know, weirdo occult abusers, and they're saying go to your therapist, and no one's warning anyone that there could be a trap, that the abuser could be the therapist. Like, no one's doing that in this group, and I find that really fucking off, you know, really reckless and dangerous, because, you know, anyone who's been a proper targeted individual, you know that's where they want you. They do all this crazy making shit because they want you to go to get the help, and then the help drags you off to Nurse Ratchet's care, you know, and you end up like McMurphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, all fucked up, you know, lobotomized or forcibly poisoned with their bullshit fake help. And yeah, no one's warning you in this group, and I find it really fucking off. And it did surprise me, because I've been there, I go there like, you know, I've spent a bit of time there, like over the couple of years. I just drop in every now and again, and yeah, I tried to. I actually left a comment saying, "Oh, it could all backfire. You know, you have to be really careful. They could, you know, they'll gaslight you and then smear you and blah blah blah." And I got rebuked, if you want to call it, like told off, and they were going to delete my comments, and they said I was the dangerous one, just for saying the reality of what could happen. You know, that's the actual fucking reality of the situation. You know, these MFers up top, they have every all the bases covered. You know, they're the abuser, they're the help. You know, they're the advocacy group, they're the police, they're the, you know, they have every aspect covered, every base covered. You know, no loose ends. So it's a huge fucking risk. You know, I'm not saying there aren't genuine, legitimate helpers, but I don't know how the fuck you find them. And I'm not saying everyone's in on it. It's probably like a bunch of massively successfully indoctrinated flying monkeys that work in therapy and counselling and, you know, psychology, psychiatry. And I know that's totally another topic. Do they all know? Do they not? And then to add, like, to my frustrations, I think it was not long before I got told off and all this for warning, you know, of the potential trap you might be falling into by going to get counselling or therapy. Not long before that, someone had actually made a post in this group saying, like, how do I tippy-toe my therapist friend into this topic? You know, because she doesn't think it's real. And she, you know, how do I introduce her into this and show her that it is real without her blowing it all off as a, you know, conspiracy theory or whatever. So even in this fucking group, there was a post recently, you know, just before I got rebuked, saying, like, acknowledging that the therapists don't fucking know, that this person's therapist friend didn't know, and how could they gradually, you know, reveal that it is fucking true, and it does happen. It's not some magical fucking delusion. So it's wacky. It's this cognitive dissonance thing in me that, like, it's like, what the fuck is going on in this group, you know? I thought it was, you know, quite a decent place, but they just seem to have their own, like, what's the word, like, sorry, my mind is like this now, I can't think, you know, I don't mean to do that, it's probably some MK Ultra fucking trigger. I can't, like, snap my fingers and think of the word, you know, instantly, but they seem to have this uneven thinking that, you know, oh, the therapist's safe, and they don't, you know, even though they know about all this infiltration and this covert abuse, it seems like they don't think that, the therapists are either indoctrinated flying monkeys of the abuser, or they may even be abusers themselves, you know. They may even be a so-called narcissist themselves that gets off on, you know, preying and playing with vulnerable people. So yeah, anyway, just felt like making a video because I can't say this shit anywhere else, and it just leaves me thinking, what the fuck? What in the fuck? You know, just another weird situation where even in this group there's this starry-eyed, naive hopium that, you know, oh, go to your therapist, without thinking, you know, without stopping to think, oh shit, it could be another trap, you know, and that's the reality, you know. Like, in my case, I only went, you know, a tiny bit to one counsellor guy, and I could see he was massively indoctrinated. You know, I couldn't even say that the guy had moved in and did these deliberate noise campaigns every day, like blasting me with noise. He said it sounds like psychosis, just from that. That guy's therapy room was absolutely fucked, by the way. It was this, like, sleep out kind of thing at his property, and it was all decked out with like ham radios and all kinds of fucking like massive radio equipment, retro radio stuff. It was like I was in some CIA outpost. It was like so inappropriate. You know, if someone was on the border of like being paranoid, that's the last place you would want to take them. It felt like a beautiful mind. That what's that guy's name? Alan Turing. It felt like his code breaker fucking room or something. And then fuck, it was surreal. And then like during the 1 hour session I had with him, the guy's hearing aid started flaring up, like started whining, like, and it's like, man, if you wanted to trigger someone's paranoia, like that was like the perfect thing to do, you know. They're listening through his hearing aid, and then there's all this, like literally all three walls of this room, apart from the window wall thing, all three walls are just decked out with retro radio receiver thingamies and stuff. Oh man, it was surreal. Let's try not to laugh. But yeah, anyways, this is all I wanted to post. Hope you're all doing alright. Let's try to add a little bit of humour if I can find any here. I'm kind of glad I never went to therapy. It sounds like it's all fucking all over the place, you know. It can definitely like scramble you even worse, I think. It's just, you know, so many different like takes on it, and you know, I'm just gonna don't want to keep rambling, but you know, every therapist is going to be different, and then there's just all these new like diagnoses and stuff, and it's not like you're ever probably going to find one that's like, oh, you had this model of MK Ultra done to you, now we reverse engineer it, like all science like, you know. It doesn't seem like there's any good version of the CIA that can like undo the you know, scientific MK Ultra program. They can't reverse that to make you how you were before it. But yeah, anyway, that's all I wanted to say. It's nice and quiet here today for once. Like, well, the last 10 minutes. It's nice without the plate compactor running. I swear, man, that's another topic, I suppose, but you do start to wonder, like, is this all set up, you know, everything? You're going to move into this house, and then they demo the other two houses, and then there's noise for 18 months, and, you know, and then you move on somewhere else, and then, oh, they're knocking down another house, and then there's just more noise for, you know, for months on end, and then they put up a fucking cell tower next to you and all this. Anyways, sorry to ramble on.